What is up, you guys? Dylan Da Silva here, and I'm currently in the middle of a few trades. It is Friday, May 21st. This is going to be a 2-week recap. Sorry if I'm paying attention to my screen. I'm actually finishing out a few trades, but I got to get this video done soon because I have to head into work. Pretty weird day so far. The week was off to a pretty slow start. I didn't trade for 2 days, but today we're having a really outlier trade. I'm actually up like 3R already, and I'm only half of my position out. Another 3R, maybe more. This thing just went exponential. It is JZXN, and it's about, God, it went from $9 to almost 12 in about 15 minutes. So I've been in this trade since about 9:40. I'll show you the screen in a second. Let me pull it up here and give you the details. So here we are. I'm just about to stop out. I have a stop here at $11, or I think just below this candle. I'm like, I took half profit here. My original target was 2R, this is a 1R. This is my original buy-in spot. So if you kind of eyeball it, the range was maybe there. I think 994 what it was when I calculated it. So that would have been 2R for my trade. I actually didn't look at my screen, and it just went crazy, and I came back to it, and you're like, no, I'm just going to ride this one out. Because, outlier trades will happen. You will be in a position that it just goes absolutely to the moon. Not even kidding. So, I'm playing that one out. I'll pull up the other ones and give you those as well. Here is Yala. I actually don't know if I stopped out on this one. I did not. So, here's my original buy-in. Here was my stop loss. I usually go a little bit below to give it room to pull people out and then come back up if it ever does. But it does increase your 2R reach, which, because I did that, I actually didn't hit 2R here. This is my 2R bar. I didn't hit 2R, and I would have if I adjusted that. So there's kind of a downside to playing it that way. But I pulled back, didn't quite hit break even, got real close. 63, and break even was 28. My position just exited on, which one, JZXN? Yeah, fair game right there. It was hitting resistance here at around almost $12, so I played it right. But definitely should not have won that much. I kind of got a little greedy and kept my position going, which it's a simulator account, so it doesn't mean anything, but I guess that data is good to have because you will have outliers. You will have those outlier trades, and you can choose whether to stay in it or not stay in it. Unless you are sticking to a game plan that has zero room for adjustment. Oh, here we go. Yala is actually bouncing back. It did a little VWAP pullback. It reached 1R relatively quick. Low volume on the increase after the pullback. Not always a good sign. Usually means it could come down just as easy or easier because the red volume is a little higher. But we'll see what happens. It's actually turning out to be a pretty green day from a pretty non-green week. Last week I had 2 good trades. I actually didn't go over last week. So last week I had 2 trades that were perfect, 2-to-1 risk reward, and I played it just right. I had a lot of trades throughout this week that were kind of strange. I didn't actually get fulfilled at my $50 risk, so I was only risking 30 or 25 or whatever random number it decided to choose, which was very strange to me. I got to figure out if there's an actual problem or if it was just a quote fulfillment issue with the simulator, because I believe the simulator tries to replicate real trading, and if there's not enough shares available at the market price, which I think I have a threshold at market price plus 5 cents or something. So if you can't actually do that, I think it trades accordingly. So this is as real as you can probably get for simulator trading. Now here's my second open position, OTLY. This one I actually haven't touched at all. It's been a lot of range trading, staying within its range from the open or from the pre-market. It's kind of making a triangle, an ascending, I believe an ascending triangle, so it could pop above this 1R level. My original buy-in is here. But I guess I can kind of go over my strategy for the past 2 weeks and what I've been trying to do and what I've noticed. A lot of my trades, I don't like to find that I've concluded that I should try kind of intra-range trading, and I want to find a stock that's off the open, going down, heading down below VWAP, and I want to see it find and catch resistance somewhere at a key level. Once I see that the key level is being respected and starting to come back up, I look for an entry position. You know, is the volume increasing? Is it breaking a new high or from the recent low? And stuff like that. So you can kind of see here on OTLY where that happened. Maybe at 2 minutes a little cleaner. So it right off the open came down, ran into this resistance level, which I marked out. I marked out these ones by volume. I kind of go to the daily chart and find a volume candle. Like I have my volume on the side. I feel like that is a lot harder of an obstacle to push through than a peak. Just seeing a peak on a chart, which you should respect. Oh, here we go. We're going up. We're actually, I should probably mark out my 2R. So hold on, OTLY, we're gonna make this a stop at break even now, which I have a hotkey for. I can just click it and new stop, break even, right where I selected the price. 2R, I did the math on this one. Let me check just to be sure. OTLY 2R is 2204. We passed it, we're already at 2R. So this was a 2R trade already. Wait, hold on. No, that's 1R, sorry. 2232. That is my 2R, sorry. I have an Excel sheet that does the calculations for me so I know where to exit my trades. And I should probably just exit this. So let me get my hotkey and my sell command. If it'll go back up. Alright, we sold that position. Now it's supposed to be 2R, but there's slippage, all this other stuff that goes into effect. Still a sim account, but we're trying to make it work, trying to get the data. So back to my point of the strategy I'm going after. You might be able to see it better on a higher time frame. So this is where I bought in. A lot of resistance here. Not a high volume pullback. I probably could have held more, but this is just one of those days where it looks like the market is just very hot. I don't know what it is, but everything is just going parabolic on me, and I was in early and in a really good price point. Yalla is just kind of chilling. It's range trading. Same thing here though. This one's a little different than the other two trades I took. This one wasn't a off the open, goes below and finds resistance or holds resistance. This was a bounce back to VWAP that I kind of came in. It's almost like an ABCD. So made a high, consolidated here, found resistance, came up, made a new high here. I'm like, you know, this might be a good place to enter. Dipped, kept going, almost reached 2R because I did that little stretch thing I mentioned earlier, and came back. Didn't quite stop out at it because when I hit 1R, stop goes to break even. Didn't quite do that, but nonetheless, we have two really good trades already in the books for today. I think this actually puts me a positive on the week. On my weekly, the 2 weeks, this puts me at about 120 in the green because I won't lose on this. So whatever additional I get from Yalla is going to be green. Let me show you the best trade where it went just crazy. Yeah, so this one, my entry point. Let's go check that out. It's very finicky how to move this. So here it came. I noticed these levels earlier. I pointed out, okay, this might be a high volume location to, well, these change because now there's a lot more data. But earlier there was a nice key level right here that I saw, okay, well, we're dipping down. If I get in low enough, there's a chance it rises up high enough to reach a 2R, crosses the VWAP, and continues on up for the day. So that's what I've been targeting as far as a strategy. Something that dips, finds support, you see like a red to green move, and it starts to go up, crossing the VWAP. But the cool thing is, if you intraday, like intra-range trade, which is you're trading within the normal range or bounds of this stock's price point, it's not hard for it to go top to bottom. It's hard for you to buy a stock that's at the peak to go higher. So buying high to go higher is a very hard strategy, and I've tried it many times. You can only do that really well, at least for me, with scalping. If you're really good at scalping, I think that's a good technique for you. But I found that, if I just basic stocks, buy low, sell high. All right, I'm gonna start buying at the low points, which is usually when people sell and get scared. So yeah, I've had some success today, and this proves it. So the cool thing is, this was the normal range for trading. If you go to the pre-market, you got from there to here. Let's say that this. Here, let me start this over. I'm already out of this trade anyway. Pre-market. Here is the range for trading. That is a normal range for this thing to trade in. You could probably argue that maybe this was a better place. A lot more volume here, a peak here. So that looks like a pretty normal range. Maybe slide this up, get a little better average. That looks pretty good. You could probably assume it would reach both bounds easily within a day. So it instantly opens down, or comes to this resistance level here on 880s, and I thought it was a good buy-in. I gave it a risk. I put my stop a little below that peak, or sorry, that dip. And the cool thing is, oh sorry, I think I started it but forgot. The cool thing about doing this is you can set yourself up to profit at the peak, and it's not always hard for stocks to reach the peak of their range trading. But what's cool is some stocks will do better than the peak. They'll make a new high. So usually my old strategies and stuff, I would be like, okay, look, we're about to approach this high. I'll buy high and sell higher. That doesn't always happen. But when it does and you're in at the low, that's just icing on the cake. So that's the kind of strategy I'm trying to target. And this outlier trade, if you exclude that, I'm still like maybe 2R down on 2 weeks, which isn't bad. It's better than my 6 months prior trading, but I'm onto something with this. I need to get better and find better criteria. I don't have any criteria that I'm following yet, like stocks that are above this price point, stocks that are in this float range, stocks that are like I don't have any criteria just yet. I'm kind of looking for the stock that pulls back off the open, finds resistance, and goes up. I've been looking at the scanners that's provided by Dash Trader Pro. There's just a little box you can click. It's called a top list. You can add that window to your screen. I'll show you in a minute. But you just go down the list. I'm using NAS Gain, NAS Active, and I click on the list, find stocks with high volume, kind of watch them, see if they dip, kind of play it with the SPYs and the Qs as well. But not bad. I'm not doing too bad with today's trade. All right, so let me take you guys to the trading journal. I just put all my trades in for today. So here we have the trading journal. This is from 5/11 through 5/21. It's about 10 trading days, and I've only traded a few days, or there's a few days I didn't trade, but there's a lot more trades than there's days. So let's check them out. I went long on every position. All my trades are usually pretty early. The latest I'd taken a trade was 10 o'clock, but I give them a name, the quantity, shares, price, all that. This is all calculated for me. I just have to put in the price I bought it for and then the risk level. So if I'm buying it at $10 and my stop loss is at $9.50, it's a 50-cent risk, and it calculates everything for me so I can easily refer to this document as I'm in a trade and see, okay, 1 hour level is at 22.04. Once I reach that, I hit my stop at, or put a stop at break even, yada yada, all that. So going through this, you can see P&L is up 161, mostly because of this fat guy right here. Now, this was a trade I just took, you guys watched. Outlier trade, I'm looking at it now. So I bought it at 9.15 and I sold at, for an average, like about $11 average. The stock now is currently at 1270s. So it went up even higher. I would have had even more if I held on, but don't get greedy, stick to the plan. I didn't really stick to the plan on that one because my trading has been this. This has been my current trading style, where 2R break even at 1R. This is the theoretical amount, and this is the actual amount. So when I steer away from that, I do better, but like I said earlier, I was having trades that weren't getting me filled in at completely $50 risks. So that should be minus 10 more, minus 10 more, minus 25 more. So that's up to 45. That's like 25 more. I'm sorry, 35 more. And I should be losing a little bit more, so this number should be lower in theory if everything was working right. But it's not. That's the reality of it in the simulator. This is my threshold to tell me, should I be more aggressive with trading? Because if it goes 1R without reaching below 0.5R, I could do a 2-to-1 with a much tighter stop. But that is telling me I shouldn't do that. Looking at these so far, like theoretical game plans, the most profitable one looks like 3R with a stop where you increase your stop every 1R. So raise your stop every 1R is the okay, sorry, actually we can't include this row. So that's a plus 50. Yeah, so this is still the leading technique. 3R, stop at break even. Once you hit 1R, stop at 1R when you hit 2R. This isn't the average, this is just the sum. So if you divide that by the number of trades we got here, that'll tell you the average R on my trades, or within the trades, not necessarily what I've stopped out at. And here's where I put the notes. So reality is 2 weeks is profitable because of a fat outlier, but consistently I'm losing way more often than I am winning, but I win bigger. So that's to be expected with the 2R trade with a break even at 1R style. So I don't know how much else I can show you with that. I'm gonna start using TraderView again soon, but for now I'm just keeping it simple, getting my bearings straight. It's 2 weeks back into the simulator and I'm picking up a lot of stuff that I left off at and forgot. So we're doing really good. We'll keep this going. I've actually been diverting my attention a lot to cryptos, like a ton. I've even gotten Binance, Trust Wallet, Robinhood I've had, but I got all those kind of figured out and sorted through. I've been funding them and throwing some money into all these different cryptos. Just because, you know, I see cryptos as a long-term game, and if I buy now and just hold, I think we'll be all right. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a consultant for cryptos by any means. I know almost nothing about them, but I'm in it with a lot. I got about $1,000 I'm throwing around in cryptos. So if I lose $1,000, yeah, it'll hurt and it'll suck. But there's a chance that cryptos become a really big thing in a few years, and that $1,000 I risked now turns into many of thousands of dollars, which would be nice. So we're playing a long-term game with cryptos, and I've been contemplating, you know, do I try trading cryptos on a daily basis as well? Because if you do, I don't know the time frames that are common for cryptos, but here sorry, I'm shaking the table with my leg, it's not good. Bad habit, I'm a leg shaker, it's not good. Like I was saying, the market open for, you know, stocks and equities is 9:30, right? 9:30 is when all the volume comes in for about an hour, and then it starts to die off the rest of the day, peaks back up at 4:30, or before the close at 4:30. So when does cryptos have its like peak volume rush? Is it later in the day? Because cryptos, I don't believe stop trading at all during the day. So I'm gonna look into that because I might even dip into the crypto market. I don't know, as far as like trading on a regular basis every day. But that is it for 2 weeks. That is weeks. So what is it? 25 was the last video I made. So 26, 27. I believe it's week 26, 27. Don't quote me. That's the title. Will have it correct. But yeah, that is it for this week's this 2 weeks recap. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully next week we have some more of this good stuff. Yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Peace.